caught up in him again. Ty Starbuck demanded every last emotion and didn't really give a damn if it was love or hate. Both men moved quickly, their eyes riveted on the small white sphere. Backhand, forehand, drop shot. Sweat poured down unheeded. Both the game and the fans demanded it. A tennis buff wanted to see the effort, the strain, wanted to hear the grunts and whistling breaths, wanted to smell the sweat. Despite her determination to remain dispassionate, Asher found herself watching Ty with the undiluted admiration she'd held for him for more than 10 years. He played with nonchalant flash, contradictory terms, but there it was. Strength, agility, form. He had them all. He had a long, limber body, seemingly elastic until the muscles flowed and bunched. His 6'2" height gave him an advantage of reach, and he could twist and turn on a dime. He played like a fencer. Asher had always thought a swashbuckler. Graceful sweeps, lunges, parries, with an almost demonic glint in his dusk-gray eyes. His face was that of the adventurer, narrow, rakish, with a hint of strong bone, vying with an oddly tender mouth. As always, his hair was a bit too long, flowing wild and black around a white sweatband. He was a set-up and held advantage, but he played as though his life depended on this one point. That hadn't changed, Asher thought, as her heart pounded at double time. She was as involved in the match as if she were the one with the racket in her hand and the sweat rolling over her skin. Her palms were slick, her own muscles tight. Tennis involved its onlookers. Starbuck absorbed them. That hadn't changed either. Ty smashed the ball cross-court at the sideline. It careened away even as the Frenchman dove toward it. Asher sucked in her breath at the speed and placement of the ball. "Wide," the line judge said, dispassionately. A loud complaint poured out of the crowd. Asher fixed her eyes on Ty and waited for the explosion. He stood, breathing hard from the punishing rally, his eyes fixed on the judge. The crowd continued to roar disapproval as deuce was called. Slowly, his eyes still on the judge, Ty swiped his wristband over his brow. His face was inscrutable but for his eyes, and his eyes spoke volumes. The crowd quieted to a murmur of speculation. Asher bit hard on her bottom lip. Ty walked back to the baseline without having uttered a sound. This was the change, Asher realized with a jolt. Control. Her breath came out slowly as the tension in her shoulders diminished. In years past, Ty Starbuck would have hurled abuse and an occasional racket, snarled, implored the crowd for support, or berated them. Now, he walked silently across the service court with temper smoldering in his eyes, but he held it in check. This was something new. Behind the baseline, Ty took his time, took his stance, then cracked an ace like a bullet from a gun. The crowd screamed for him. With a quiet, insolent patience, he waited while the scoring was announced. Again, he held advantage. Knowing him, and others like him, Asher was aware that his mind was occupied with his next move. The ace was already a memory, to be taken out and savored later. He still had a game to win. The Frenchman connected with the next serve with a blazing forehand smash. The volley was sweating, furious, and blatantly male. It was all speed and fire, two pirates blasting at each other across a sea of hardwood. There was the sound of the ball hitting the heart of the racket, the skid of rubber soles on wood, the grunts of the competitors as they drew out more force, all drowned beneath the echoes of cheers. The crowd was on its feet. Asher was on hers without even being aware of it. Neither man gave quarter as the seconds jumped to a minute and a minute to more. With a swing of the wrist, the Frenchman returned a nearly impossible lob that drove him behind the baseline. The ball landed deep in the right court. With a forceful backhand, Ty sent the ball low and away from his opponent, ending the 2.5-hour match 3-1.